Hi, I'm the OBG, and I'll be coming to you real soon. I've got my little setup here, and I'm almost ready to rock. Sometimes you see me looking off like this, and that's because I'm doing a transition. But I was like that all sorted out on the keypads and I'll be playing, you know. And don't you forget,
a show about the people, by the people,
and that's
for
what
the
we're trying to
people.
achieve. Yeah. So send anything in. Anything you want, a story, I'll cover it. If you want to send a video of yourself doing it, or a song of yours or something, just send it in and I'll cover it.
So baby, I will be listening to OBG.
So I'm going to try and go out once a week at least to start off with. I won't have any set days because that'll, you know, like hold me into a timetable, and I'm used to free and easy. So I'll likely go like Thursdays anyway. Try to do something on a Sunday sometimes. And once I've done a few shows, and I mean very few, then I'll do the occasional live one as well, just for shits and giggles. Yeah, I know. I'm planning to play some music as well. Not complete songs, but, you know, nice parts out of songs. As long as the copyright don't hold me, because this is going out on YouTube. And they just mute songs that are highly protected. I mean, just the other day, I was looking for Charlie in the Chocolate Factory for a friend's daughter the other day. And you can't get that on anywhere. It's just like hard. You know, the family are like got the best lawyers on, and they send letters anywhere that just produces anything more than like maybe 2-3 minutes of the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Make sure they make their, you know, more and more millions and millions of pounds. You know, people are just greedy. This is why I don't like copyright and patent in its current incarnation. You know, I think that you should have the right to make some money, and then either a limit on the amount, like once you've made your first 2 million and it's public domain, or after maybe, you know, like 2 years or so, because, you know, we're human beings. We're meant to be sharing. We're meant to be living in communities. If you think of an idea that's good, share it with everybody. If you think you've got a really great performance, you can't perform everywhere at the same time. And that's the whole idea about performance. It's work, you know. And a lot of these modern day stars are lazy. What you're meant to do is go out and perform and work and get your money. But what they'll do is they'll go out, perform, make a song, and then they'll sit on their asses and say, no, this is my song now, no one else can perform it. And then they'll just collect the royalties off of it and collect loads and loads of money. And then they'll get like £10 million you know, for one album over like 25 years or something. And it's like, we get it, you know, but you're meant to be working still. And they do work, obviously, the better bands, and they do concerts and live gigs. But how much value should a human being have? Like a carpenter, you know, highly skilled, goes to work and he's making and crafting stuff, or your builder, an architect goes to work and she's like designing the most fantastic buildings, and, you know, they get a decent salary, fair enough, but it's a yearly payment and it has a cap on it. And even if that building's seen by hundreds of thousands of millions of people every year, that person doesn't get any royalties on it. But someone creates a song or a book, and then they want payment for the rest of their life. And even when they're dead, they want their kids to get payments on the work that they've done. And it's just a stupid idea. It really needs to be reformed. So that's that copyright thing. That's why I copy everything. I'm a pirate and I'm proud. And I think you should be a pirate too. Yeah, I said it. There, I said it. Pirate as much as you can. You can go to the Pirate Bay, tpb.party. That's one of the best sites you can go to. If you can't get to it, get a proxy. There's lots of rogue sites out there, and I'm suspicious some of them are set up by the big companies, because sometimes when a new film comes out, you'll get the film, and then shortly afterwards you'll get this download which says 1.9, you know, gig or something, and it downloads in about 7 seconds, and it's not the film. You know, it's not the film that you thought it was. So, you know, there's some trickery going on. But regardless of that, if you're really keen to see a film, then, you know, they've got all the different levels. You can get the CAM copy, which is their very first releases. I believe they're probably done by schoolboys who just want to get a bit of credibility. And there are some really hard and fast rules around pirating films, to be honest, about the format, the size, the length, the bit rate, and so on. It's a really deep and interesting study. I'll cover a little bit more about that on another show, but just to say, it's not just people ripping off a film. It's a skill. Then you've got those who just want to deliver on 0 day, and they'll do that. Then you've got the I forget the next one, TS Line or something, and those are a good feed as well. And then you get the copies that they send out, special copies to people, and they get hold of those, and they're a proper quality copy, but sometimes they're watermarked, and then after that they'll do a rip of the film. And if the film's highly protected, which they can manage to do at times, I don't know if it's a question of cost or method, but sometimes you can't get like a top film for like months, it seems. Occasionally, I don't know how or why they do this, but you may get a really top film out which you expect would be protected, and you can't find it in many places, but suddenly they release it in Poland like a month before everyone else, and then everyone gets that copy, and it's not dubbed, it's an English language or so. So yeah, be a pirate. It's good for you.
You not heard of the OBG? Big people talk, man. You need to get involved. You might even catch a blessing.
Yeah, but don't stay indoors for too long.
No one has ever done that. No
What are you doing on computer? Go outside, so beautiful!
While you are indoors, I'm going to cover some American news. Now, America, that shit pit of a country. Sorry, Americans, good Americans, both of you. What the fuck's going on? That country needs to sort itself out. And not only that, your victims, they started anew with you. We've got history in the UK, and I'm an Earth person, the planet Earth, I call my home. I've lived in many places, but the places I've spent the longest time is the UK, and I was actually born there. So, there's that indoctrination inside of me, singing hymns every day in assembly at school, and Toro Row 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 of British Grenadiers, and God Save the Queen and all that, and it's taken me ages to get rid of it, and it's still part of it remains, and I'm a little proud of part of it in a sense. Not proud like flag flying nationalist, but kind of, that's my home. That's a place where I may retire to or something like that. That's a place that I know the best, the hills and dales and mountains and rivers and stuff like that. It's a very beautiful country, just like everywhere else on Earth, it's a landmass, but it's full of arseholes, and those people are brainwashed, just like America. I'll get back to America, and it's not only about keeping the divide, because Britain is a really diverse place in the cities, and always has been. Don't believe the history books or the films that you see. Don't forget, you grew up like I did, watching films and thinking there were no black cowboys, there were no black bikers, there were no black judges, no black policemen, stuff like that. Everything's white. It's been completely whitewashed. And even, with the actors putting blackface on or dressing up like Indians, and so on, native Indians. And we've got this image of that's the way the world was. But England wasn't like that. England's been mixed all the time. In fact, Africans used to sail all around the world, and they've done business, and they've done trade in China, they've done trade in, Europe, and, they came as far as England and stuff. It's probably too cold. That's why they didn't settle in the early days. Nothing to do with, like, racism and not wanting to be there. The world was really mixed. But we've been fed this history that the world isn't mixed, and Africans just come from Africa and recently, and we made them slaves and then let them go, and now we don't want them in our countries because they steal stuff, and that's the image that's being sold, mostly by the Scooby-Doos, to be honest. They hate everybody. But the Americans are fucked up. It's like everyone who went over there from Europe just went and grabbed a bit of land and stuff, never got on then and still don't now. So you've got a massive divide over there. And it's the country where slavery, for black people at least, was at its prime, in the largest scale. And they've never got rid of it. All they've done is reformed it, and they just put black boys in prison all the time. And people think, oh yeah, but black boys commit crime, and so they have to pay the penalty. And yes, for people who commit crime, I don't care what colour they are. I believe in a civil society, or even better, in an uncivil one, common law. Then we mete out a punishment to these people, and depending on the level of our awareness of ourselves and how much we want to ascend, our consciousness, those punishments could be anything from hugging the shit out of those people or putting them in a circle and singing them nice songs to like fucking hanging them from a tree for stealing an apple from a market like we used to, because we are savages. So America's still pretty much like that. They've got the death sentence in many states, for instance. And they've got the death sentence for trivial shit too, like maybe a third offence. And that third offence may not actually be a, like a really violent or serious crime. They put people in prison for life for that, to be honest. And it's a crazy country. So that's a country that needs to sort itself out. And the reason it won't is because it's the biggest bully on the planet. In the United States of America, they're running over trying to conquer the whole world. I think they're on a decline now anyway, because typically when a country goes into decline, it's much like in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah. There's just that orgy-tastic kind of brother killing brother, and wives and husbands not keeping their oaths, and people just doing crazy shit. And that's what seems to be happening out there right now. And it's quite a sight to see. The police have got carte blanche at the moment to do what they want, it seems. They're just going around fucking murdering criminals. They're savages. They've been employed with that state of mind right from the offset, to be honest. And it's almost as if they've said, right, release the lions. They've let these savages out to do what they want. So, the States, a shit pit of a place. And
this is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
And that's all I'm going to say about it. So I'll also be doing tech stuff as well every week. So, listen out for that. I'm not going to go hard tech for techies only. I'm going to try and talk about the tech that you like, you in particular. And, try and keep a decent level. And every now and then I'll break into the hardcore stuff because it is my profession and it's a hobby still. And I do know much about it, to be honest. But I'll try not to drift off. If you do want more or less, simply send an email to obgchat@gmail.com. So this was just a quick test again. Always doing tests. Got to get it right because I don't want you complaining. It's rubbish in the first show. I mean, to say it was fun, it was okay, it was cool, great effort, and let's hope there's an improvement. But I don't want to lose too many people in show number one, especially you. And you're going to write in. So I am the OBG. Look after yourselves.
'Cause you've been soft, sitting down, don't want to play.
OBG.